There, that's correct. Yay! I got it. I got it. All. Bleh. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Records of Evil. A evil D&D game. Well, I guess it's a D&D game of evil characters. That's probably more accurate. As usual, I am joined by this cast of villains planning for their cultastic plans. Of course, joining me today is Worm as Vercel. How's Vercel doing with the entire, gotta go back to the old cult place, figure out what's going on there, maybe get some magic items?
Just happy to smash some heads open.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have Jinx as Mishka. How's Mishka doing with the going back home?
She's excited to get things going, but also it's kind of weird going back to where everyone's kind of already dead.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because the thing is,
conflicting.
Probably your parents died there too. I mean,
yeah.
So that's kind of got to be a little odd thing, You skip forward in time, so you just think about what happened. The hell happened to my family? Ooh.
Yeah, she grew up there, and the town she grew up in also was gone. So
It's an odd day, and of course we have Jess as Therzy. How's Therzy doing with this entire situation?
Oh, Thursday is ready to finally steal something.
Even though you're stealing it from your
dead
friends?
I get to steal it from the museum in my mind, essentially.
Oh,
so
I get, yeah. You're tomb raiding ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting that itch.
Yeah. Well, as we were saying when we last left off, our group has decided that the best course of action to help formulate the cult, because it's not that magic isn't there, it's that they need something special to attract people to them, something that will be more than what your average magic user can use nowadays, and they haven't reached that level of going beyond them yet. Each of you has a foundation, well, especially you do have foundations for different abilities than those around you would learn in these modern days, apparently. You can easily realize that, especially for Cell, you definitely recognize that your specialty is not something that's around as much, but with that idea, you're going back to the ruins where you woke up from. Now, did you decide which of the entrances you were going to go for? You folks woke up and exited out the south entrance. You were guarding the west entrance that collapsed. There was an east and a north entrance, but as far as you know, they could also be collapsed. And the only other information you had is there are two secret passages. One, which was a passage that was sealed off because it intersected within one of the local caves within the mountain. That way would be sealed, but it doesn't mean it couldn't be opened again. And the other was a secret escape tunnel for the master of the cult.
Yeah, I was personally voting for one of the secret ones, although I don't remember, was it Mishka or Therzy that knew about it?
It would probably be Mishka.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mishka. I didn't know who was the one who had that.
Yeah.
Anyway. But did Mishka actually tell us about the tunnel entrance?
I would assume so afterward. After Priscilla explained what the plan was.
Uh-huh.
She'd probably be going for one of the secret ones too. It'd probably be somewhat easier to get through than the known blocked entrance.
So folks, I'll stay here, just to keep our power basis going here. I'll see if I can look into some things. There might be some stuff that could be acquired still in town. Probably not. I've been looking around, haven't found anything yet, but I can keep it going. So, you are gonna go for one of the two entrances. You guys, you gonna pick up anything you need? I don't know what kind of equipment you're going to need for this kind of thing. But you're going to have to probably sneak in at night. at least to start things out.
Is there possibly gonna be the need for explosives? Because if any of them are sealed, it might be the only way to open.
Possibly, but aren't you trying to avoid the museum folks learning that you're there?
That would be preferable.
Plus, I don't think we know where to get it.
Sure, you know,
I mean,
the pawn shop guy has a hookup somewhere.
I'm pretty sure he probably would, with how kind of, what kind of things he supplies, and what you got to you folks. I'd say he probably has a connection to someone. But, how about this? If you needed explosives, you can always come back for one.
Good idea.
They've been working there for like a couple of months, and they're only on those upper layers.
Yes. We could also go for something a little bit less... Well, depending on the entrance we go in, if the cave entrance is sealed, we may need a little bit to get through whatever was sealed, but it may still be the best entrance if we it may take the least resistance to get through. Everything else like is collapsed. We could check out the other entrances, but it still may be the most likely entrance for us to be able to enter through.
I mean, you could probably pick up some digging tools.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He's gonna be fiddling with her phone, trying to get the torch to work again. Well, at least we have light.
That is true.
Actual torches.
You can get actual flashlights too, or sorry, torches, and same difference.
Well, we have real torches.
Probably if you wanted them. Well, this looks like there's some options. So what are you bringing with you? When are you planning on going? And which are you going to first? Which are you going to try for first?
Well, I'm bringing my shield, mace, short bow.
Okay.
As we'll also probably bring, some of the normal supplies like bedroll and that stuff. Rope, etc.
Yeah, the basic tools, the weapons.
Okay.
Pickaxes.
Okay, you're good.
Pickaxe.
Gonna pick up a couple pickaxes. Okay.
Yeah, digging tools would also be good.
Yeah.
You could look
And
in.
extra food.
Yes, you could look into modern replacements for anything that you have too, if you wanted to. Update your explorer's pack.
That's true. Actually, probably quite true. As actually, there are definitely like campers kits and stuff that you can get.
Yeah. And much better, and then better than bedrolls, you get sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have little pillows in them.
Those are the good ones.
We can update those.
Bedrolls are pretty cool, though. I don't know if any of you have seen how bedrolls actually work. They're pretty awesome.
I haven't. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a picture right now because I have one on my computer. Here we are.
Ooh, actually, my bottomless backpack is pretty useful. I got candles. I got a crowbar, a hammer, lantern, oil. So,
Yeah, I think. I don't remember what's actually in my exploration. That I have it, so
oh, that's
assume
pretty.
it's good.
Right?
It does look cool though.
I'm gonna make one. What else could we need?
The list of certain things is you could get like cooking supplies. Of course, there's the sleeping bags, tent if you possibly wanted it. The digging tools, which pickaxes, shovels, that sort of thing. Flashlights or lanterns. What else would, off the top of my head, would be good? Maybe some climbing gear if you needed to climb.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like, electronic lights, climbing gear, digging tools are probably the most important things.
Mm-hmm. So you can definitely spend like a few days acquiring a couple more goods. I'm assuming you had a little bit of spending money left over. You know, you've definitely probably have been saving a little bit, so you can spend it to splurge on some camping gear for now. And do you want to arrange for this to happen on your long days off, or are you planning on like you'd have the 9th, 10th, and 1st off in a row and have to be back by the 7th?
Yeah, the long couple days would probably be the best, just in case, you know, we have to be there overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're going to leave on the evening of the 9th on the next... that would probably be next week then. So you'll have some time to, like, get together a bunch of gear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some climbing shoes.
Ooh.
Get some of those boots. Probably like better clothes for it too.
Well, you're going into a cave in a desert, so it's going to be very hot during the day and very cool during the night kind of thing. So enjoy the temperature change. But the cave should be pretty cool.
Yeah, on the cave itself should actually be probably more cold than anything.
Yeah.
So you get together all your gear and prep yourselves, and then on the day, how's your plan on getting there?
Bus, then walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can probably take a bus to the edge of the city. That's
We could rent a car.
Oh god.
We don't have driver's licenses.
We don't know how to drive.
Yeah, that'd be a problem. You could try it, but it'd be a problem.
Yeah, probably bus, then walk is the best bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck. If you get some cell signal, just give me a call if you need something. I can probably fly there in a couple of hours.
Well, while we're gone, make sure you keep us updated on our show, okay? I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, oh yeah. Since we got that that DVR, really great on saving it. I'll make sure to record it for you.
Ah, excellent.
Good package upgrade. I told you it was a great idea.
You were right. It was definitely worth it.
That sales lady knows her stuff about these things.
Whatever gets us our shot.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you'll take the bus to the edge of the city, effectively, and start walking into the desert. It will definitely take you a few hours. It'll be a couple of hours before you're passing, well, I'd say it would be maybe a half an hour before you're passing the edge of the desert motel. Memories. And then probably it'll be like about maybe another half an hour to finally get to the gas station. There was a decent distance apart. You weren't in the car that long for your first car ride, but it was long enough that it took you a while. After that, it was a few hours' journey deep into the desert, where you came from. But fortunately, the road, goes pretty close to Mammon's Claw, where you came from. And eventually, you'll get by the Claw. You can see it from a distance. You can see that a large section near the road has actually been cordoned off. There's a kind of a simple fencing that seems to have been put up around the area where you came out. You can see there's a number of, like a couple trailers, a couple of buildings that have been erected over the past month that seem to be housing various things, a number of tents. It seems that even at this late at night, there is some activity there, and there's some, like, spotlights. And it looks like they've hooked themselves up to the power grid, too.
Avoid that.
Mm-hmm. You could easily head into the desert from now and maneuver your way around it. I'm assuming that you've been shadowing the road, not quite on it anyway, just to, like, in case of traffic anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, do you want to go around the west or the east? The east would shadow the road some more, and you probably have to cross the road a couple of times. The west would go around the entire thing deeper, like kind of around into the desert, but you also know that the west is where it definitely has collapsed. You're not sure actually where the eastern exit would be?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, does Mishka know where the cave is? The cave that leads into... Because I was still thinking that way. Everyone else on that page, or...?
You know there's some caves on the claw itself. The actual cave that you were looking for, you're not sure 100%. It's the cave itself, the claw itself is like a large piece of obsidian almost, it looks like. And it's made of like a very kind of like a sharp rock. It made it a little difficult to carve out, but not impossible. And you know that the cult used some magical assistance in order to get the basics done with. Some of the caves that are in it are like look like almost natural etches within the obsidian shape of it. Because this entire thing, if you would like look at it from afar, it kind of goes to almost like a little point and looks like this kind of like puff of flame. Claw has actually this really interesting shape to it. And it's a very black stone, too.
Got it. So, would I at least know, like, the direction that it would be in, so it would be? Or an approximate area?
You think it's probably somewhere on the northern side, but you don't know if it would be northwest or northeast. You're guessing from where a lot of the natural areas came from. Because you know that the original northern entrance was built out of a cave that was discovered. It was kind of it was reshaped into the entrance that you used. It was the kind of the main entrance that most cult would use, the front entrance in a way. You do realize that when you left it, there was stuff kind of missing. There was like defenses and things that made it a little more hidden. They were gone. You know, it was just an opening to the world. There were some collapses around there that you kind of maneuvered through, though. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd
So
say
which
we'd
way is technically safe?
surely be safer to follow the road a bit more rather than going deep into the desert in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so
Probably true.
you'll probably want to cross the road then and shadow the road on the other side, sort of out of the lights, where you get a little bit of the light left over, but enough that the dig site, which is basically your crossing, which is going to be right across the street, you're going close to, but not so close that if someone's hanging around the gate or leaving or something, they may or may not notice you. Probably a little...
And we could also, like, cut corners.
Well, I'm saying, like, you could be, like, you know, like 20, 30 feet off the road also, so if, like, someone's driving around, the chances of them noticing you are slim.
Yeah.
All right. The traffic at this time of night is there's some, but not a lot. It tends to be like trucks and stuff going to and from the city, taking things, dropping things off, delivering things. A couple cars here and there of people. You do see some activity at the dig site. That you see like a couple vehicles leave, and as you're kind of like losing sight of the dig site, you hear some more activity as you see a car arrive. That one's more of like a pickup truck kind of vehicle. But eventually, though, you can cross back the road again and be on the eastern side of the claw. The claw itself is not an impossible climb. You can easily start moving onto it. It is a little bit sheer. Not enough that I'm going to have you make athletics checks to climb most of it. But you do have to look out for sharp rocks. As I said, it's like made of obsidian, so if anything that breaks off of this is sharp and very cutty.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me... Someone give me a survival check, actually.
I got this.
Should we all do it, or is it just one of us?
Anybody that wants to, who wants to start looking around.
I'm not gonna. I'm not great in that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a +5. I got this.
It's like, I got this, folks. I'm gonna look
one.
around for this cave.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, both of you roll pretty well. So you begin to kind of like look around on the side of it, and you can notice that you do first find a few kind of small caves. Nothing that you would think would be what was described to you, Mishka. These tend to be like areas that are like kind of small indentations into it. You see signs that maybe some kind of animal has used it before. You know, there's a couple like there's a species of decent sized desert cat. You don't see it there now, but nothing pleasant that you'd want to run into necessarily at night. But fortunately, you know, these are just small little dens and areas that have been cut out into it. After looking for a couple of hours, though, you do stumble on a much larger cave. The cave here, it kind of like the entrance is pretty small, enough that you kind of have to get down and kind of like squeeze a little bit in. Nothing that any of you can't get through, but it's kind of like you have to kind of push your gear in and kind of squeeze into the smaller entrance. And you do notice that it does open up pretty quickly on the inside.
Okay.
It's like hidden between some bushes, in between a couple rocks, so it was out of sight. Giant, sharp, stabby boulders, you know.
Yeah.
They've only been.
Probably get some.
I was gonna say they're only like cut down a little bit by the wind. The wind is taking its time, making this less stabby.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably cut ourselves on a sharp spot crawling through.
I'm sure. This is, again, it's like you're in a giant mound of obsidian chips in just unpleasant ways.
But you know, at least it's pretty.
Fun times. Yeah.
That's true.
Pretty.
The entire area is very pretty. It's got this kind of like black sheen with like the dust of the desert kind of going on top of it, giving it this kind of like really kind of dark, rugged feel. Makes it feel very exotic too. The mound's kind of neat that way. So you can squeeze into the cave, and it is interesting because this cave is just kind of like a. It's not quite a smooth hollow, but it's kind of like almost like a bubble. This area that kind of extends out the first area here, with a little bit of dust and dirt on the floor. You don't see any signs of anything like stalagmites or stalactites. The area's dry in here, but you can see that there's kind of like a winding tunnel that kind of moves off from here.
Alright, let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna start strolling down it.
Just gotta keep going, man.
I like a good camping trip.
Alright. All of you give me perception checks.
Okey-doke.
Oh.
Alright, so
Oh.
yeah.
So
Now
bad at these rolls.
you still rolled enough because
It's always these perception ones, though.
Two
Um,
nat 20s.
as you start like moving out of this first chamber down into the tunnel, all of you hear this kind of like little like rumbling up front, like a
That doesn't
He's
sound very
gonna-
good.
Check her stomach, make sure it's not that rumbling and echoing.
no. Your stomach seems okay.
Is it the wind passing through, maybe? Maybe there's an exit?
You don't feel any wind.
But
As you kind of move farther, a little bit further into this side of the tunnel, you begin to notice that the dirt in here, it still spreads out farther, as if like, a good wind blew like dirt through a lot of this area in here, and it kind of settled on the bottom. But you also notice something in the dirt. Small flecks of like white.
Is it like white dirt, or is it like white hair?
Like white pieces of something.
Is it like... Oop?
No, they seem hard. This one, like, looks kind of odd. It's kind of broken up. Maybe some kind of, like, light rock.
Is it bone?
Oh,
Make a medicine check. Or a nature check. I'll take either.
No. Medicine or nature? Medicine's slightly better.
Yeah, it's bone. These are chunks of
Okay.
bone.
that's not fun.
Yeah. I think people tried to escape this way.
It does look like it.
I'm gonna get my bow out
Mm-hmm.
and then go very slow.
Okay. You kind of slow down and move. The tunnel kind of opens up into a second chamber. This one you can see there's much more of these cracked white bone around, along with kind of like a larger pile of dirt. And a particularly big cat that you now very easily notice is kind of slinking slowly towards where you've been walking in. And a second one over at the mound.
Are we no longer, like, crawling? Is it now...
Yes, you've been
Like, actually...
like you only had to crawl the first part. You could stand in the most of the
okay.
areas here. Yeah.
I was kind of imagining
Anyway.
us, like, crawling through and finding these little bone shards.
Yes. We could now roll initiative. So, what I need you to do is everybody's got a token out on the board with your
Yep.
pictures.
Click on token.
Click on your token and then hit initiative on your character sheet. You have to click on your token first.
Click on my token. And then where am I clicking? Initiative on my sheet.
Yes.
Oh, I found it.
Okay.
Let's get that and that. So,
Wow. That was a bad roll.
which of you would have been leading the way?
Maybe
You know,
because
I'm probably
I had
the-
bow?
Oh, well, you have a bow. I'm a little bit tankier, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I have that,
Need.
I
But
have
I'll
that.
be behind. Just
Yeah.
being possible direction.
Caption.
Look, there's kitties on the thing.
They are cute.
Let me adjust this appropriately to what we need.
Now, do you think I can use my animal handling skills and get them to be our friend?
If
Oh,
you,
I hope so.
you could try. You'd have to get the initiative.
I mean, right now, so far I have the highest. So
I have to see what they got. Give me a minute.
so far.
I'm just throwing a map out here quickly that I threw together, you know, so I'm trying to get it so people can see it. I'm getting much better at showing off maps and stuff, you know? So it just was taking a couple seconds. So, did you rearrange yourselves in an order? Who's the first?
Oh, I didn't realize that we had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever's
Probably gonna be.
Yeah, so kind of like that.
There
Yeah,
you go.
okay. And let me add a token to the thing here. Add a turn for the kitty.
Sure, whatever it is.
See what I roll.
Ishida could just turn into a kitty too and talk to them like a kitty.
I could!
All right. So Mishka, you do have the initiative right now.
Alright.
There are two. They're a subspecies of saber-toothed tiger. They're about medium-sized, so they can easily squeeze out through the entrance and in through the entrance. So yeah, that's the easiest way to describe them. So like they're desert tigers.
Nice. Do you think I can use speak with
I heard.
animals?
Yeah,
The desert tiger is coming to attack Tantus.
Yes. Oh no, the desert tiger. Hi, Damien.
Alright. Now guys. Should I try to speak with animals? Or use animal handling and try to, I don't know, give them a stack and maybe be friends? I don't know.
Either is an option. Speak with animal, you might have to be more, in a way, more diplomatic, I guess. But
I guess you're right. I have no charisma, so.
the thing, it's if you're speaking with them, you probably have less of a chance of problems with failure, though, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's
Oops.
what I'm thinking.
Oops. Threw that up in front of everybody. Yes, Damien, you are a saber-toothed kitty.
No.
That's why I have an emote of you, because you're Tantus Street Kitty.
I'm very upset.
You can be on stream, too.
I'm gonna have to find the thing, but there's a kitty that sounds like he's saying "well, hi" in a southern accent, and it's my favorite thing. No, what do you mean the page doesn't exist?
Oh no!
No!
Okay, wait, guys. I think I'll probably do speak with animals. That seems safe. And then we can make friends.
I have to arrange them properly. So this one is like back here and the mound, and this one's like kind of like crouching down as if it had heard you and was like gonna maybe pounce on you and eat you.
Don't do that, friends. Alright, so I'll just...
Alright, oh, I keep
That
forgetting
works.
I can't switch pages. Let me... I'll have to open up that somewhere else. Okay, so you speak with the animals, talk with the animals. Let me just open up a separate thing so I can put it over here and read this here. Okay. Beast for durations, knowledge, awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at a minimum, beasts give you information about nearby locations. Why have you invaded our home?
We're just trying to get back into, we're just trying to look for some artifacts that we left behind.
I don't
We're
know
not
what
trying to
that
bother you.
means. Meow.
We forgot some stuff here, and we're just trying to get it back. We don't mean to bother you.
They're bothering. They're bothering us. Meow, meow. Mother, is everything okay, Mother?
Oh, she's got babies.
Way to make us feel bad if we have to fight them.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be sad if I have to kill.
Do you think we could maybe give you some food, and you let us pass? We won't touch anything here.
Give me persuasion? Just roll persuasion. Or you could roll animal handling. I'll let you roll either of those,
Yes,
actually.
thank you.
Mhm. I was gonna okay, go ahead and re-roll that with advantage, because you are speaking.
Okay.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Uh-huh.
I need that. I probably will.
I mean, you could... Well, that's much better. Okay.
Yeah, no, okay, I take it back.
It did get worse, but then it got better.
Did get worse, but then it got better. What kind of food do you have?
Guys, what food?
I probably have some, like, dried meat.
Yeah. Would you?
You could, like, give him beef jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like snatches all the beef jerky and like carefully offers it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Would you guys like this?
You may pass, human.
Thank you. We'll be on our way. Guys, don't touch anything.
It does look like there's kind of like a small cave-in in the back that blocks off another tunnel. It's easily movable, but definitely something these animals would have not bothered moving.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe we move that, or is there another area to go that we can go?
Hi, lady!
Hello.
There's like a tiny like meow meow. So like all the rest of you you're hearing me going meow 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 meow. And it's like growling and rowling at her. And also like a tiny kitten by tiny I mean like, normal cat-sized kitten comes up to you kind of thing,
Oh yeah. No.
Am I allowed to pet your head?
Hi there. Please don't get me in trouble with your parents. The father will kind of come up to you and kind of be like close to, giving like kind of like growling, but giving the same kind of look as like the kitten does.
Oh my god, he wants scratches.
We should Ted like very slowly reaches over to like pat their head.
Yes, good large kitty. Good kitty that's as big as me.
Cute, sweet.
Oh.
While just petting, I'm probably like moving a boulder.
It's like just moving boulders out, like keep them distracted. All right, but we are about at 11 now, my time. So since we've resolved the cat encounter, we can peacefully. You didn't murder them. Oh well.
I had to murder baby kitties. Oh.
I mean, you didn't have to.
Oh gosh.
You could have murdered the parents and taken them for yourself.
Adopted them. Oh, why did we do that?
No.
But we could be friends with them now.
They would
Now
not.
they might be nice.
They-
I'm giving them pets.
They
I'm
will get
petting
so
them.
big for the apartment. You got like 3 cats.
I'm giving them. It's fine. We're gonna be friends. They're gonna come home with us, and then we're gonna chill.
You're like, do you have cats? It's like, yeah, it's not against our lease. And then it's just like a sandwich cat that's just hanging out there. It's like,
And every so often, I just cast speak with animals, and we just hang out, man.
It's the ultimate druid thing to do, is just to be like, yeah, you know, I tamed it. It's all cool. We chat occasionally, you know, we're all good.
We all get you, bro.
Well, I guess I made this map for nothing, but that's fine.
We appreciate it.
I was ready for it. I was ready for it in case it was needed. But anyway, so we will take our first break because we are at that point in time. As then we'll come back, you'll explore beyond the small wreckage at the back of this area. As you're moving large, sharp boulders out of the way, you're like, ooh. It takes a little extra time because you're just like, I'm just gonna hold it here where it's the least sharp. You know, there's this nice like cutting edge right here. Just gotta avoid it. And then when we get back, you'll continue to explore deeper into this cave. I hope that this is the cave that you were looking for, because this could just be just a random cave you found full of cats and sharp boulders.
Yeah.
Would I be that evil?
It's fine.
I might.
You probably would.
You never know.
It's possible. It's possible you would have put us into a dead end full of cats that you would have us murder and then make us feel bad for having kittens. Sounds like an evil thing to do.
It does sound like a very DM thing to do. Mwahahaha. But yeah, so if you need to use the restroom, if you need to go grab a drink, grab a snack, or anything like that, go ahead and do it. And we'll be back in a little bit then. So, first break. See you in a second, folks.